Hi, my name is Asa. Welcome to this 30-minute prenatal yoga class. For this class, you'll need a blanket, a bolster or a pillow, and a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a robe tie, a scarf, or a towel. Remember to listen to your body and move at a comfortable pace. Modify the poses as needed and rest whenever you feel called. We'll begin in Sukhasana, sitting in a cross-legged position on the edge of a folded blanket. Slowly begin by taking a few slow, deep breaths, drawing your awareness inward with each breath. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, taking a moment of gratitude for this practice you and your baby are about to begin. Take one more gentle, deep breath right here. Next, grab your strap and gently wrap it around your bottom ribs just above your belly. You're going to cross the strap just in front of your chest and gently hold the strap ends in your hands. Reach the crown of your head up, relax your shoulders, and feel your rib cage moving into the strap every time you breathe in. With each inhale, see if you can breathe more into the rib cage and less into the belly. This helps decrease intra-abdominal pressure. So we're using the strap here to help us find more room in the back of the rib cage and out to the sides to breathe. So as you breathe in, ribs expand, belly relaxes, and pelvic floor softens. And as you breathe out, pelvic floor gently lifts up, belly muscles draw in, pressing the breath up and out of the body. Again, breathing in, ribs expand, belly relaxes, pelvic floor softens. And breathing out, pelvic floor lifts, belly muscles hug in. Once more, breathing in, ribs expand into your strap. In all sides, all directions, belly relaxes, pelvic floor softens. And as you breathe out, pelvic floor lifts, belly muscles hug in. And see if you can keep this breathing technique with you throughout our whole practice today. Next, we'll come into hands and knees position, also called tabletop. You can place a folded blanket under your knees for a little extra cushion. I recommend this if you're practicing on hardwood floors. Spread your fingers wide and place your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Find a neutral spine here. And coming to the breath, when you inhale, feel your ribs expand in all directions, allowing your belly, your pelvic floor to soften. And as you exhale, feel your pelvic floor gently lift as you draw your belly towards your spine by gently engaging your abdominal muscles. Now you can breathe in and out through the nose, or option to breathe out through the mouth, exhaling slowly out as if you were blowing out 100 candles on a cake. So it's a very long, slow exhale. Staying here in this tabletop position, just gently breathing a couple more breaths here. And as you inhale, feeling the ribs expand in all directions, imagining that feedback that you got from the strap. And as you exhale, feeling the pelvic floor gently lift up as the belly draws in. You can imagine it like a corset. The belly muscles are all the way wrapped around the body, and they're gently hugging in for all directions. Very nice. Next, we'll move into a series called Cat and Cow. So the next time you breathe out, feel your belly muscles hugging in, drawing baby in towards your spine, pelvic floor gently lifting, and draw your tailbone towards your pubic bone towards your navel, and your navel towards your spine. So you're essentially rounding in your back, chin draws towards the chest, rounding your spine like a cat. You can imagine the back of your heart pressing up towards the ceiling. Being sure to leave plenty of space for baby as you curl here. The next time you breathe in, draw your sternum forward, shoulders back, lift your tail, and relax your belly and pelvic floor. Just being careful not to overextend the back here. Exhale back to cat pose, rounding the back, drawing the tailbone towards the pubic bone towards the navel towards the spine, chin towards the chest. And then inhaling, draw the sternum forward, shoulders back, lift the tail, relax the belly and the pelvic floor. Go ahead and continue flowing from pose to pose with your breath as your guide. And also coming into any other movement here that might feel nice. Maybe that's some gentle side bends from one side to the other. Or maybe that's sinking the hips a little further back when you're in that cat shape with the back rounded. Or maybe when you come forward into cow pose, drawing the chest a little more forward. Just any little movement here that feels nice. And the next time you exhale, go ahead and come to that neutral spine, that tabletop pose we started with. I have a sequence, a hands and knees sequence. So from here, we'll step the right foot back, toes on the mat, reach your heel away from you and down towards the mat. You should feel a stretch in the right calf here. And then next, spin your back heel down. So bringing the outside edge of your foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Float your right hand up to your hip, opening your chest to the right. Now you can stay here with your right hand on your hip, or you can reach your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. You can stay here, or one more option would be to reach your arm overhead, palm facing down, and your right arm is just alongside your right ear. We'll take one more breath here, getting a nice stretch in the side body. And then as you exhale, belly muscles hugging in as you slowly float your hand back down, bringing your knee back to tabletop. Next, step your right leg out to the right, or your right foot out to the right, and about halfway up between your hands and knees. Point your toes forward or slightly out to the side, choosing whichever position feels better in your body. Keep your spine straight and start to gently begin to circle your hips. If you only do one yoga pose each day throughout your pregnancy, this is the one that I would recommend. So gently circling the hips, pausing in any place that feels really nice. These hands and knees postures are wonderful for lengthening the ligaments of the uterus, balancing them out. Next time you come forward, go ahead and reverse direction. You might also bring a little visualization into this pose, just visualizing, no matter how far along you are in your pregnancy, just visualizing baby is head down, their gaze is facing towards your back, and their cute little chin is tucked. When you're ready, slow the movement down. Bring your knee back under your hip, coming back to tabletop pose, right where we started. Next, we'll come into a toe squat just briefly. Stretch out the toes and the feet. So tuck the toes, gently sit back on the heels, bringing your head up, shoulders over hips, hands on your lap. I'll stay here for 2 more breaths. See if you can breathe through the intensity in the stretch in the feet. It's especially important shape if you have been wearing shoes most of the day today, or even heels. The next time you exhale, slowly come out of the pose, coming back to hands and knees, and we'll complete this series on the other side. So we'll start by stepping the left foot back, toes on the mat, reaching your left heel away from you and down towards the mat for a calf stretch. Nice stretch in the left calf. And the next spin the back heel down, bringing the outside edge of the left foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. On an inhale, float the left hand up to your hip, opening your chest to the left. Option to keep your left hand on your hip or reach it up towards the ceiling. One more option would be to reach the arms overhead with the palm facing down. Take one more breath here in this side body stretch. And then gently make your way back to tabletop. From here, Step your left foot out to the left, keeping the knee bent, stepping the foot up about halfway up between your hands and knees. Point the toes forward or slightly out to the side, choosing whichever position feels better in your body. Keep your spine straight and gently begin circling your hips. Noticing how this pose feels differently on this side of the body. You might have one hip a little tighter or looser than the other. Pausing in any places that you feel a really nice stretch. And the next time you come forward, go ahead and reverse direction, moving in the opposite direction, just gently circling the hips. Moving at your own pace. Very nice. From here, gently make your way back to tabletop, bringing your knee back under your hip. And we'll sit back in child's pose. So stepping the knees wide, big toes touch back behind, and slowly sink the hips back towards the heels, reaching your arms ahead of you on the mat. Your forehead might reach the floor, but if it doesn't, that's totally okay. You can rest your forehead on stacked palms, stacked fists, or you can even grab a pillow or a block or a bolster or anything really that you can rest your forehead on. So you have a little bit of support there. And making sure you have plenty of space for baby in between your thighs. Coming back to your breath here. Coming back to that 3D breathing. So as you breathe in, the ribs are expanding in all directions. They're expanding to the front, the back, the sides. Belly relaxes. Pelvic floor softens. And as you exhale, pelvic floor gently lifts. Belly muscles hug in as you breathe out. One more breath just like that. Beautiful. Know that this pose, you can stay in here as long as you like. You can stay here for the rest of the practice if it feels so good. Or throughout the practice, if you need a little rest break, you can come into child's pose. Next, we'll make our way to downward facing dog. So from child's pose, gently lift your hips back up, coming into tabletop. And then from tabletop, walk the knees back a few inches. Tuck the toes. Take a deep breath in here. And then on your exhale, engage your core muscles by drawing belly in toward your spine and press into your hands and feet to lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. You can bend the knees here. Feet might be hip width or they might be wider apart to accommodate your belly. Focus on lengthening through your spine. You can drop one heel at a time here if that feels nice to get a stretch in the calf and the hamstrings. Allow your breath to flow freely. Down dog offers numerous benefits, such as bringing length and strength to the spine, eases back pain, and can help relieve stress. It's also slightly energizing too, so if you're feeling a little tired, need a little energy, natural energy boost in the middle of the day, just gently make your way into down dog for a few breaths. Beautiful. Next, we'll gently walk the hands back towards the feet, coming into a standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Bend the knees as much as you like. Allow your upper body to hang, and make sure you still have plenty of space for baby here as you come into this forward fold. So step the feet as wide as you need to. We're allowing gravity here to bring space in between the vertebrae. You can allow the arms to hang or option to grab a hold of opposite elbows. Gently nod the head yes and no, maybe even swaying from side to side if that feels nice. We'll take one more breath here. On your exhale, slowly, gently roll your way up to standing. Take your time here, especially as you get to all the way standing upright. If you're feeling a little dizzy, just take a moment here, take another breath. And when you're ready, gently take a few steps up to the top of your yoga mat. We'll meet in mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Feet are parallel to each other. And back the hips up, bringing your hips directly over your knees and over your ankles. Pelvis is neutral, and allow the ribs to drop down. Relax the shoulders, crown of the head reaching up. Feeling that connection between your feet, rooted down into the earth, drawing up that sense of stability from the earth, while the crown of the head is reaching up towards the sky. Next, we're going to move into a standing series. You can practice this series on your mat, or if you like a little extra stability, you can slide your mat over against the wall. And for these poses, you'll want to align your back foot so that the heel or the side of the foot, depending on which pose we're in, is resting right next to the wall. So you have that extra sense of stability. So we'll start by stepping the feet wide on the mat, facing towards the side of your mat for star pose. So feet step wide, head is in line with the rest of the spine, ribs over pelvis. Press the outer edges of the feet down, lifting the inner arches. Lift the kneecaps, the quads, the inner thighs. So the legs are energized, they're rooting down into the ground. You're going to inhale, float the arms up and out to the sides, palms face down. So we're reaching down through the feet, reaching out through the fingers, and also reach up through the crown of the head. Feel your body reaching out in 5 directions here. Very nice. Next, we're going to move into Warrior 2. So take your right foot and rotate your foot. So your right toes are now pointing to the short edge of the mat. And then on your next exhale, bend your right knee. So you're driving your right knee right over your ankle. So coming into Warrior 2. So arms are out to the side, shoulders relax, ribs draw down. Remember to hug baby inward using your core every time you exhale. So the outer right glute is working here to open the right knee. So that right knee is aligned right over the ankle. Now we're going to flow here with our breath. The next time you breathe in, straighten your front leg, reach both arms up towards the ceiling, stretching the side body. And then exhale, bend the knee, float the arms back to Warrior 2. Nice. 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the knees, arms out to the side, back to Warrior 2. Once more. Flip the palms, reach the arms up, straighten the front leg. And then exhale, drawing the arms back down, palms face down, bend the front knee, Warrior 2. Beautiful. From Warrior 2, we're going to move into side angle pose. So take your right arm, bend the elbow, and rest the right forearm lightly on top of your right thigh. So you're leaning a little bit over to the right. You can place your right hand under your belly to support and connect with your baby, or you can leave your right hand just facing up towards the ceiling. The left hand can rest on the left hip, or if it feels okay in the shoulder, maybe reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. This is a wonderful pose for opening the ribs, opening the hips, and strengthening the legs. And remembering that 3D breathing. So as you breathe in, ribs expand, belly relaxes, pelvic floor softens. And as you exhale, pelvic floor lifts, belly muscles hugging baby in. Nice. From here, inhale, straighten the legs, rotate your toes in. So now all 10 toes are facing towards the long edge of the mat. Arms are reaching up. On your exhale, you're just going to drop the arms straight down with your breath. Yes. 2 more just like that. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side and overhead. Stretch to the side body. And on the exhale, just drop the arms straight in front. Once more. Inhale, arms out and overhead. Reach, 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 reach. And exhale, drop the arms down. Heel toe the feet together. Coming to standing just in the middle of the mat. Shake it out. Shake the arms, shake the wrists, shake the hips. I'm going to reset before we do the standing sequence on the other side. So when you're ready, step the feet wide on the mat. We're facing the side of the mat. You might face the opposite direction if you have your foot against the wall. Head is in line with the spine, ribs over pelvis, pressing the outer feet down, lifting the arches, lifting the kneecaps, the quads, the inner thighs are strong. Arms float up and out to the sides, palms face down. Crown of the head reaches up. Feel your body stretching in all 5 directions here. rooting down into the earth. Fingers reaching out in opposite directions, crown of the head reaching up. Next, we'll move into warrior two on the left side. So take your left toes and rotate them so they're facing the short edge of the mat now. And when you're ready, on an exhale, bend your left knee, aligning it right over your ankle. So now we're coming into warrior two here on the left side. So the arms are out to the side, shoulders relaxed, palms face down. Draw your ribs down and in. Hug baby inward, using your core as you exhale. Feeling so strong in your legs. Feeling like a warrior mama here. One more breath here. And then we'll start to flow. On your next inhale, straighten the front leg, reach both arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bend the front knee back to warrior two. Two more just like that. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach the arms up. And exhale back to warrior two. Once more. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, reach. And then exhale back to warrior two. From warrior two, we'll come into side angle here on the left side. So when you're ready, slowly rest the left forearm lightly on top of your left thigh. Again, you can place that hand under your belly to support and connect with baby. And then the right hand is going to be either on the right hip or reaching up towards the ceiling. Feeling so strong here, opening in the ribs, opening in the hips, strengthening the legs. Remember your 3D breath here. Breathing in, ribs expand, belly relaxes, pelvic floor softens. Breathing out, pelvic floor lifts, belly muscles hug in as you breathe out. The next time you breathe in, straighten your leg, reach both arms up. Now rotate your left toe, so now you're facing towards the long edge of the mat. And I'll do that same dropping the arms down. So when you exhale next, just drop the arms down in front of you. Two more like that. Inhale, reach the arms out and overhead. Reach this, stretch the side body. And then exhale, drop the arms down. Relaxing the shoulders. Once more. Inhale, arms out and up. And then exhale, drop the arms down. Nice. Go ahead and heel toe your feet together. And then make your way to the top of the mat. We're going to do a couple squats before we make our way all the way down to the floor. So standing towards the top of the mat, feet about hip width distance apart, toes facing forward, option to turn them out to the sides if you'd like, just slightly. Bring the arms out in front of you, palms facing up. And we'll take a breath in here. As you exhale, belly muscles hug baby in as you sink your hips back behind you. So keeping your tail untucked, feet or knees over ankles, shins vertical. Core muscles strongly engaged. They're hugging baby in, supporting your back in this squat. Next time you breathe in, straighten the legs, stand back up. On your exhale, reaching the arms forward, palms face up, bend the knees, sink the hips back. So knees over ankles, shins vertical, pelvic floor is horizontal to the ground. Belly muscles so strong, hugging baby in. And then inhale, stand it back up. Last time, this time we're going to make our way all the way down to the ground. So on your next exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips back, reach it back. Knees over ankles. Keep reaching it back as you start to get lower and lower to the floor. Reach your arms forward. Eventually, you might be able to touch one hand, one fingertip to the ground, and then the other hand to the ground, slowly making your way down onto hands and knees. And then gently just start to walk back and forth on your mat, kind of swaying the hips from side to side. Beautiful. Now make your way to seated on a blanket. So grab your blanket, coming to a cross-legged position, just sitting on the edge of the blanket. Bring your hands to your knees. And start to make circles with your torso. So you're rocking your pelvis to the side and then forward to the other side and then backward. Just kind of making some circles, rocking the pelvis, feeling this rocking motion in your pelvis as well as the opening in your spine. Go slow as you'd like. And then go ahead and reverse direction, moving in the opposite direction. letting your breath gently flow through your body as you move. Pelvic rocking helps tone the abdominal and the back muscles, and it can help loosen the joints and the ligaments of the pelvis and the uterus. Just going nice and slowly here. And then start to slow the circles down, or making the circles smaller and smaller until you come to stillness. And then next we'll move into bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. So from seated, gently bring the soles of your feet together, letting the knees open out to the sides. You can practice this pose with your back against the wall for more stability and ease. Or you can practice this away from the wall, bringing your hands back behind you for a little extra support. Another option, if this feels good in your body and your belly has plenty of room, you can gently fold forward, keeping your spine long, hinging forward at the hips. This pose is especially wonderful for pregnancy, as it helps open the hips and prepare the body for labor. Take a few more deep breaths here. With each exhale, allowing the muscles to lengthen, the muscles around your hips and your pelvis to soften and lengthen further and further. You might even visualize those muscles lengthening, softening, relaxing, releasing any tension. If you are folded forward at all, gently bring your chest and head back up. And now, Mama, your work is done. You and your sweet baby get to soak up the effects of your yoga practice as you relax in our final pose, Shavasana. So for this pose, you can come to any comfortable pose that you'd like to relax in. I will lead you through side-lying Shavasana. You're going to lie down on your left side. You use your folded blanket as a pillow. So rest the left side of your head on your folded blanket like a pillow. And then your left leg is going to be extended. You'll bend your right leg, bringing your right knee on top of a bolster or a pillow or a cushion. And you want to make sure that your knee, your ankle, and your foot are supported here on your bolster or your pillow. Rest your top arm on your hip to keep your chest open. You can close your eyes if you'd like and bring your awareness to your relaxed, gentle breath. Allow your pelvic floor to relax. Allow your belly muscles to relax. And allow the whole rest of your body to relax with each breath. Releasing any control over the breath. Allowing every part of your body to soften further and further with each breath. You have so deserved this final relaxation pose. Enjoy resting here for at least 5 more minutes or as long as you'd want. Thank you for sharing your yoga practice with me. I'm sure your tiny baby thanks you as well for taking the time out of your day to honor your body, to move in a way that feels good for you and your baby. I'll see you in the next video.